now. Good morning, good evening, depends where you are. I'm Irene Wong, your host for Everything Ballroom. I am a pro am competition dancer for 18 years, and I'm also a dress designer and a business owner for Everything Ballroom, a ballroom dance shops. So everything for ballroom dancers. And our goal is help ballroom dancers to have a wonderful journey. If you like what we're doing, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. So today I'm so excited to have two US dance national champions in both smooth and standard divisions to join us for having a conversation. Justin and Hannah Chow. And outside of competition, Justin is a co-founder for two tech startup company. You mentioned that smart guy, right? And he also remotely worked for full stack software engineer. And Hannah works full time as senior manager of physical therapy at Medical University of South Carolina. They have been dancing for a little bit, Justin 20 years, and Hannah for since she was young, but not in ballroom. But now they become a partner, both live and dancing. And you know how difficult to become a champions, right? So we can learn so much from their experience. Okay, without further ado, let's welcome our guests, Justin and Hannah Chow. Welcome, welcome.
Hello.
Hi. How are you, Irene?
Thank you for come and spend time with us and share your experience. And we all feel like you guys dancing for a while, and finding an amateur partner is just so hard. A partner in general. So
Yeah.
how long you guys dance together, and how do you find each other, and any tips for us if we want to find an amateur partner?
Ooh, I will agree. It is so challenging to find an amateur partner because you're looking for somebody that has kind of the same goals as you, the same dedication level, a good height, a good build, roughly the same age. So it's so hard. But our stories about how we started to dance together are kind of different. My version is I stopped dancing with my prior partner, and I was really sad about maybe quitting ballroom. So I was brainstorming with a girlfriend, and I said, okay, who?
Hold on a second. Hannah, Ellie said she can't see the live. Are you sure? Or am I not doing the live? No, it's live. It seems like I can stop live stream. So it should be. Can you see it?
She's giving us a thumbs up.
Okay, good. Perfect. Keep
It's
going
all
then.
good.
No technical issue.
Okay. Well, when I was looking to keep dancing, I had brainstormed with a girlfriend, trying to think, is there anybody left for me? And we both thought of Justin. I didn't know him very well at the time, but I reached out to him on Facebook Messenger, and I said, hey, what do you think about maybe dancing sometime, or what do you know about dancing in our area? But his story's funny. His is different.
Well, I mean, it's not like it's not like it's different, but I would say that just to like answer the question, I think that there is definitely like a stroke of luck that has to be involved because both of us were kind of like in the same place with relatively the same amount of experience at the same time. So it kind of had the right ingredients to actually start a partnership right at that point in time. So that is to say, like,
You have to tell the funny part.
all right. So all I wanted to say though was that like we just had like kind of like the elements necessary to have a start of a partnership, and I think that in itself is a really important part. But even before that, I had recently just broken up with my partner as well, actually at USA Dance Nationals, which was kind of like in March of 2017. And then so Hannah reached out to me in May but I had actually had decided to spend my summer in California. So we were both based in Cincinnati. I basically left Cincinnati for California for about 2.5 months. And all the while, we were still talking about whether or not we wanted like a partnership of some sort, or whether or not we just wanted to sort of practice.
Okay, he's fluffing it up. But the first thing he told me was I should try Pro-Am. And was not interested at first. But over a few months or so, we kept dancing more, and he came back from California. We got into a consistent practice routine, and the rest is history.
So, I truly believe it meant to be. Sometimes I am in the 50s. I never believed any of that before. We are, but now I always believe sometimes things to happen for a reason. And it meant to be. How I met my husband is the same way. So, never thought it will happen, but it happens from, we'll talk about that, interesting things. So it's luck, but also not only luck, is Hannah, you proactive. So I think it's a very good, important message is that go for it, right? It might not seems to be happen now, but sometimes it will happen if you feel you want to do it, you see someone you like, and you want to be partner with it, go for it. That's Hannah's message.
Yes, that's my stamp of approval. I mean, Justin will tell you I'm like that in general. If I want something, the worst thing that can happen is it doesn't work out, and then
Yeah.
we're just back to square one. So you might as well give it a try.
Or you could do Pro-Am after that. That's the last case scenario.
True. If you can do correct, but the idea, the message, you got wrong the message, Justin. It is that when you want something, you go for it. Worst it can happen is just say no. So what's the big deal? You're no anyways when you start. So when you say something, you have 50% chance. When you're not saying, you 0 chance, period. So if you want to learn dancing, go for Pro-Am. But if you can't find a Pro-Am, go for no, you go for a Pro-Am. But at least you get something to start.
Sure, absolutely.
I love it.
Perfect. So I love that. So that is the attitude of winner. Also, go for what you want. So I always love to hear the mindset of champion and winner. So you can see the difference right there. So, I go to NDCA competitions, right? So a lot of my friends and then Ellie and my friends go for NDCA competitions. And you guys are from USA Dance Competition. What do you see? Do you know the differences or what you see the differences and then get people a sense, from that?
Sure. I mean, technically, we also go to NDCA competitions as well.
Okay, good.
I think our most recent one was Ohio Star Ball. But oftentimes we also go to competitions such as some of the bigger ones like Emerald, Holiday, New York Dance Festival, so on and so forth. But these are all NDCA competitions because what we primarily try to find is, I guess, a large group of people who will be competing against us. Because for us, we often don't necessarily like to be competing against ourselves on the dance floor. So we often try to go for those competitions that just happen to have groups of people that we can at least compete against. And some of them happen to be USA Dance competitions. Some of them happen to be NDCA competitions. We don't necessarily discriminate, but we just happen to have things near us and we want to go towards them.
From my perspective, USA Dance is more geared towards the amateur dancer couple. So the big bulk of what you see at a USA Dance competition is newcomer through championship level am dancing. I think personally that NDCA is more designed for the Pro-Am and the pro space. And then I will say they're kind of avenues where the amateur fields are really strong. I imagine a lot of those dancers want to go pro someday. Where for us, we really like being pretty decent amateur dancers. The pro route was not in the cards for us. So that's where I see the big difference.
So you see, for us as a pro am, so I heard that USA Dance also have pro am now, right?
I
So
do.
in general, how do you recommend people to go to one versus the other? Do you see the key
Ooh.
differences?
Yeah, I think it depends what you want. Like if you want to make a bunch of friends that are in your age category. In USA Dance, they have big categories for the young people, the adults, the seniors, and the like super seniors, all the way up through senior six. I feel like it's more of like a friendly, less competitive
Competitive.
environment. Yeah. Where if you want like super competitive, I would say NDCA is probably more the route for you. But at the end of the day, I just want people to compete. Like I love it so much. I just want people to compete. And tying it back to what Justin said is we just try to go places that we will have a lot of competition.
Makes sense. Makes sense. So either way is good. Just find one that you can go, and if you're pro M, most likely will be NDCA because your teacher will be competing there. So USA Dance is more for the MM. If you want to go to MM, find a partner, go to USA Dance. Basically that is the summary. For us, once we find, we could, in the dance competition side, we're interested. I always want to find an MM partner, but it's so harder than find a husband, as you mentioned. We need to also look for the height. So if you are dancing, for pro am, I know why I go pro am. So because I have my teacher, I can always listen to him, and then have someone is more a guiding principle, and then we trust them to guide us. As a MM competing, you guys, who's listen to who, and you have a disagreement or the dance step. So, how do you settle and the disagreement while we dancing? And then a lot of people say it break a couple. Don't ever do dance with your your significant others. So
Yeah.
how do you share, that perspective?
Well, for starters, I think we are better at being married than we are at being dance partners as far as how nice we are to each other. Like we're just lovely at home, but something about getting into the studio, maybe because it's late at night or what, but I think we have much more disagreements in ballroom than anywhere else. And you asked how we solve it. Honestly, sometimes we can figure it out on our own. We try to use logic and go to our lessons. And as a therapist, I think about like body mechanics and like natural movement. And Justin's got the computer brain. But ultimately, you have to have mentors and coaches too, because we have to have people that guide us along the way. Like we would not be where we are without their third party input as well.
So do you call it, so okay, time out? We're, like we said, disagreement is more than home than in studio. That's why people say don't do it, right? Because you have more disagreement. But how you manage it seems like, let's do timeout. Let's know pointing is your fault or my fault, and let's sort out things together. If we can find a coach, right? So actually, life is to that is the same thing, right? I feel. But it just need to make sure don't get too emotional and too invested. I am right, you are wrong, or something like that. It sounds like.
In some ways, yeah. I think that it's slightly different though, especially in life, because not you're never necessarily going to have a coach in life unless you pay somebody to sort of coach you to do that stuff. For us though, in the dance world, we obviously have a coach that we trust with our training and stuff. So we often look to them as like a source of truth. And no matter like how we communicate amongst ourselves, we know that like the direction that we want to go in is aligned with whatever the coach is sort of saying. So we have that in the back of our minds as we're practicing, although it's possible that we may argue over the approach. In life, though, I think that since we don't have that source of truth held above us, we are both lost
No,
sometimes.
we are not. It's
So then
just
that's why we talk to each other, and that's why we can be more effective in our communication.
It's just easier at home because I think we're both the most passionate about dancing.
I think it's the passion why people argue more, right?
I think so too.
For sure.
Yeah. So and actually like we passion, but it just, you don't need to be focused and do it right this way and then must doing this way, because we are so passionate about dancing. We have the desire to do the best, get out of the best and do it right. That, I think this is the word that is most important in life. I keep saying that there's no right and wrong. We can work it out and things like that. As long as we're happy, we're going forward, and then we can do this, it's all good. But in dancing, because it's so technical, and then we know there's a right technique or wrong technique. So there's always right or wrong in a way, in our mind, right? So, and after the 18 years of dancing and learning from coach, yes, there is, but also there is your personality and approach could be different, and your belt and that the other belt, it could be different. So we still have that part of working together. But, I think, what you guys are showing is that because we're passionate, and we should enjoy the passion, and then we should, fire.
Yeah. Well, how fun is it to have something that you care about so much? That I think that in and of itself is a nice blessing. A lot of people don't have something that they feel so strongly about. So it's worth the disagreements. It's worth the late night practices.
I think that's why our partnership also works too, because if both people are aligned on how much they really want to do something with ballroom in the same direction, then they both go after it, and I think it becomes successful as a unit.
I like the word you said, align, right?
Mhm.
So that is a fundamental, I think, is a key word I want to key lessons from here, is that if you align, no matter how much a disagreement you have, you sort it out, and you even fight for it, and then someone helped you, and it's worth it, right? So it is that alignment, the goal oriented, and then the journey, it can be, sometimes it's tough, but it's worth it. That, I think that's so important. And I see a lot of my friends sometimes say, they're more pro-am, but not MM, and then they easily give up. And my point is that keep it up. Find the right one. If the partner's not right, and don't give up your passions, right?
Mhm.
And then that is such a beautiful thing. And if someone is not dancing, I will tell you, it is such amazing thing to help our soul. and give it a try. And even though you may say, okay, first time it doesn't work out, second time it doesn't work out, maybe figure out, is this the partner, it is me, it is environment, and then trying to fix it so we can all have a wonderful experience of it. So that is my focus on this. And then for the channel is help people to understand our passions and how to have a beautiful journey, right? So
Yes.
I don't want to be a too long interview because people have a low attention span. so
What else do you want to know?
yeah, so anything else that you think as your journey, that you want to share with pro amateur dancers, or people wanted to dance and or never danced before?
Oh, yeah. Well, I think this ties into my last answer, but it's kind of about the journey. We talked about how long we've been dancing, and you talked about how long you've been dancing. I think it takes time to get to a place where you're happy with your dancing, but I bet all three of us have plenty to work on still, right?
I'm not happy with my dancing yet.
Well, it's about the journey, and I intermittently teach, and people get frustrated when they don't get something right on their 7th lesson ever. And, I say to them, it's going to be a while before you get there. So my advice is just, if it's something you're really passionate about and you really love it, you want to learn something, give it time, give it the craft, invest in it, and just be happy and excited for the journey.
Justin?
For me, dance is, I think, always going to be a lifelong journey. So in some ways, if I can project that for myself, I kind of know that I'm not necessarily going to be learning it the best or the fastest, like right in the beginning parts of the career. And rather, my advice would be to just pace yourself so that you don't necessarily have so much passion, but maybe not necessarily the right elements in the time that you're expecting things to happen, and it may not. And then some people might just give up, or some people might stop, some people might retire, and others might actually just like sort of stop, maybe like live through life a little bit, and then come back 10 years later and find more enjoyment in it. So I always give people the advice of just pace themselves as they go through this journey. Even if you start as a beginner, when you're 50 years old, 60 years old, to just take it one day at a time and sort of just enjoy the learning process at that age.
You're such a smart person in saying that. So, I always repeat that again and again. Enjoy the journey, right? So a lot of the passion is not found immediately. It takes time. So as long you enjoy and slowly pace yourself, things will happen. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon, right? Like life. So
Right.
it's part of the lives of our enjoyment. So dancing, music, everything is almost like, to me, is the arts that bring our life more, fulfilled. Oh, sorry about Hannah. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
It's a cold, the flu season. Thank you so much. And
Of course.
I want to bring this home, and I feel, because I just see so many people because so rushed to even life, right? Just get result and forgot actually the journey is what is more meaningful, right? Life is a journey. Dancing is the same, is a journey. If you and us just enjoy the process, the learning, each time you learn something new, focus on the new thing, and you do a little bit better each time, we'll get there. And like the champions, we'll be there.
Maybe it just took us a little too much time to get there.
It's never too much, you're enjoying that.
We are. I mean, for sure, we're enjoying it, but I often, because the way we approached it, we started in college, and so a lot of people think of their lifespan tends to be like just until the end of college, which is a relatively short amount of time. It's 4 years, about. And for people that started ballroom, also like their first day of freshman year, they really want to get to like the open level by the time they graduate, because that in itself becomes like the highest honor of being able to be part of that program. But I always say like, if there's a will, you could definitely maybe dance beyond your college years and find more enjoyment when you become like a working adult.
I love what you're saying. Perfect. And I'm hope everyone will going to find the joy in dancing, and especially ballroom dancing. And it is a beautiful journey. And thank you so much for your time. And if you guys, everyone, if you have any question, please post it. And I don't think anyone is live right now have a question and Ellie to say, but you can continue to post it and we can share back to you guys. And also, if you have anyone you want to interview, send it to us. And I hope you enjoy it and have a good day. And please subscribe to our channel, Everything Ballroom. Thank you.
Thank Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Let me stop live stream.